Marvel Cinematic Universe, where we witnessed epic wars and tragic losses, left a legacy of beautiful scenes. In order not to forget these scenes, I have chosen 14 scenes that can fully describe the MCU in this video.
I'm always angry.
Here are the 14 best scenes from Marvel movies. The MCU has witnessed many exciting scenes, but my opinion, no scene was as cool as Thor's arrival in Wakanda. Towards the final scenes of Infinity War, the war in Wakanda was getting worse. Black Panther, Captain America, and all the other Avengers were about to be defeated by the Outriders. In the scene where we first see his axe Stormbreaker, Thor had landed in Wakanda with lightning. He had directly killed dozens of Outriders in the first launch of the Breaker. Although the scene was exaggerated, it was just as cool. This shows that the MCU can be just as cool, no matter how crazy it is. Fans who think that Guardians of the Galaxy can't work on the big screen, based on the comic book, even just by watching this scene, they realized how wrong they were. We know how brave each individual Avenger can be. But Star-Lord has shown time and again that he is insanely brave, despite not having a physical superpower. In this scene, Peter Quill, who took the Power Stone without hesitation, was face to face with death. Quill, who could not handle the power of the stone alone, shared the power with Gamora as he held her hand. He was able to split the Force into four after Drax and Rocket both extended their hands. In this way, the Guardians of the Galaxy, who managed to use the stone, defeated Ronan. This scene alone proves how brave and self-sacrificing MCU characters can be. The post-credit scenes of Marvel movies made more noise than the movies. Marvel used this tradition for the first time in the Iron Man movie. It was here that we met Nick Fury for the first time. Fury, who had sneaked into Tony Stark's home, told him he was the director of the S.H.I.E.L.D. and had now become part of a larger universe. His last sentence was, "I want to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative." Fans who saw this scene went crazy. After all, people may have heard of the Avengers for the first time in the cinema, which they had been waiting for since their childhood. These post-credit scenes have often proven that the Marvel Universe loves to shock people. Why did it take so long for Dr. Stephen Strange to become wiser? Indeed, no matter what anyone says, the Doctor was pretty unpleasant to watch at first. As in reality, it is always difficult to deal with egocentric personalities who are so smug in the world of cinema. So, fortunately the Ancient One opened the Doctor's eyes and Doctor Strange appeared. This scene we are talking about was very important for Stephen Strange to learn that he is not the only one at the center of the universe. Otherwise, how would the Doctor be the Doctor Strange we know? In fact, Steve, who didn't lift the hammer in Age of Ultron, even though he was worthy from the very beginning, just so that Thor's ego wouldn't get hurt. He proves his worthiness to us in the movie Endgame and puts his signature under a great sequence. Just when our people were smashed against Thanos again, the captain's lifting of Mjolnir and a nice analogy of Thanos took a place in my memories. Do heroes ever fight each other? Yes, they fight. This war between Iron Man and Captain America turns into an epic field battle with the addition of other heroes to the event. Undoubtedly, many people watching this scene for the first time fell into a great void with the end of the scene. In its early years, the Marvel Cinematic Universe was frequently hit. The reason was that the universe was too cheerful and colorful. As the years passed, this colorful universe became much more settled with the characters maturing together. After the Civil War, everyone expected everything from the universe, most of which was now more serious. However, no one expected the carnage at the end of Infinity War. When it was the turn of Endgame, the audience, who had just survived a massacre, was stunned by the death of Iron Man. Tony's last words were his iconic phrase, "I am Iron Man." Iron Man, who sacrificed himself just for the sake of saving life in the universe, continues to be remembered constantly since the day he died. Consider that Star-Lord couldn't even wield a single Infinity Stone. Tony was strong enough to use all the Infinity Stones on his own. According to what fans directly said, this was the scene where they realized they had embraced the MCU as their family. With the death of Iron Man, they felt that one of their families had died. Think of a movie scene, we waited 11 years to see it and it's finally here. All the Avengers seen in Marvel movies so far are in the same scene. Then you hear the sentence you want to shout from one of the most beloved characters, "Avengers Assemble." With this scene alone, Endgame might be the best comic book adaptation of all time. Even the harshest of film critics say their hearts nearly exploded in this scene. This scene proves how exciting a Marvel movie can be. The first scene where we see Mad Titan is the post-credits scene of The Avengers. Thanos' blue eyes, reminiscent of the sea, greet us. To Thanos, who is in an unknown part of the galaxy, someone tells him that to fight the Avengers is to be thirsty to death. What do you think his reaction was? Of course, a smile that can easily sum up all his evilness. However, after seeing the final version of Thanos, it is a bit of a strange feeling to watch the first version because the character is not played by Josh Brolin here. It looks a little different though. But seeing Thanos join the universe gave us a lot of chills. Normally a superhero movie has a happy ending. The villain is defeated and everything is back to normal. However, Infinity War presented us with a final that proves that sometimes the bad guys can win. It was said that if Thanos managed to obtain all the Infinity Stones, he could destroy the universe with a single snap. All of the viewers who thought this was word of mouth were shocked to see Thanos actually snap their fingers. And after this snap, we watched many characters fly into dust. This scene, which still remains as a kind of trauma in our minds, shows how much the Marvel Cinematic Universe can surprise the audience. If you are asked what is the most heartbreaking scene of the MCU, most will undoubtedly say this scene after Tony's death. Both Tony and Steve had good reasons to fight. One side was trying to defend its old friend. But if we said old friends, they were officially brothers Steve and Bucky. Tony, on the other hand, wanted revenge for killing both his mother and father during Bucky's time. Although Bucky did what he did unconsciously, he was a criminal after all. Of course it wouldn't be fair to be murdered by Tony, but he deserved to be behind bars. If the main event is discussed, Tony and Steve fighting just because of Bucky, it was both an exciting and sad scene to watch. Captain America was the one who came out on top of the fight. Despite a 2-on-1 battle, Tony nearly took out both Bucky and Cap. This scene, and even this movie itself, shows how mixed emotions a Marvel production can be. The purpose of a character hiding behind a mask in the standard is not to be recognized. The reason is so that people cannot find their hiding place and hurt their loved ones. However, Tony had done something that broke the norms. He revealed that he is Iron Man even at the end of the first movie. The legendary line, "I am Iron Man," was also his last words. This scene shows that Marvel's way of telling a story is breaking tradition. The only event that can crush all other events is the pleasure of seeing 3 Spider-Man together for the first time. This event, which we have been discussing for years whether it would happen or not, finally came true in the Spider-Man No Way Home movie. Spider-Man of 3 generations came together to fight against his most iconic villains. Each of the Spider-Mans accomplished extraordinary things as individuals they weren't very good at working with at first, but when their alliance proved to be not working, they reunited and formed a more coordinated plan. While the super-villains they have to fight are ridiculously powerful, our hearts began to pound when we saw the 3 Spider-Heads act together. We don't know if they will fight side by side again in the near future, but we will always be happy to watch this scene again and again. Yet another event that crushes all other events is the joy of seeing the original Avengers 6 together for the first time. Fans have been waiting for this moment both since the existence of the Avengers comics and the characters' debut on the big screen. Years have come and gone, and 4 years after the start of the MCU, we were able to see our original sextet side by side. During this magnificent scene, the legendary Avengers music created by Alan Silvestri resonated so clearly in the ears for the first time. Just as Loki and Thanos' Chitauri army prepared to take over the world, the greatest heroes in the universe broke their differences and fought their first battle, back to back. It can be said that this scene was the first scene to lay the foundations of the progress of the Marvel Universe, because all of the actors did a great job even though it was their first time playing together. So what do you think was the most legendary scene in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Write your thoughts in comments. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the video, don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. Until the next video, take care, goodbye.